So welcome back to DecoyNoise and another episode of Am I the Antagonist? And am I the antagonist if I refuse to attend my sister's wedding because I once dated her fiance and I can't face his parents? So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing down below and turning the notifications on. A lot of my subscribers are telling me that they are subscribed to the channel, but they don't get the new videos in the feed. I do post every single day at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So if you're not seeing that, go to the channel because I have a new video all the time. But let's go ahead and get to this post right now. OP writes, "Yep, so this is a mess. Anyways, my younger sister is getting married next May, engaged just a few weeks ago. She coincidentally been dating my high school ex who I dated for 3 years between 18 and 20. I'm 27 now. It was long enough ago that we're all on friendly terms and no one really finds it that strange anymore. My sis and her fiance still live in our hometown of not that many people. I've moved away since then, and since I turned 21, and whenever I come home, I basically only see my closest family and no one else. I don't have the best reputation with some of the older generations, and I'm fully aware of this. This is important. So the issue is, I'm now facing is what I truly desperately don't want to see my sister's fiance's parents, who hated me when we were dating. We had split on terrible terms. It was my fault. I was in a bad place and cheated on him while in college. But even though he doesn't carry any kind of grudge against me anymore, everyone in town knows the family despises me. My sister recently called me about this very topic. She wanted me to walk through all the tricky pitfalls of interacting with his parents since they still hate me and will probably say terrible things to me in public. She told me that his parents promised to be on good behavior, but that I shouldn't provoke them. But no matter how much I insisted that this was a complete lie from them, my sister is still 100% blind to how psychotic and dishonest his parents could be. So I sat on it for a few days thinking about all the crap they'll end up doing to me and how it just ate me up so much I couldn't sleep for 2 nights. I talked it through with friends and my boyfriend and eventually called my sister to tell her that I don't know what I can do because I might not be able to go to her wedding. If there's any chance, I'll be publicly humiliated and verbally abused in front of hundreds. While I gently raised this with my sister, she lost it. She said if I miss her wedding, then I should never call her again because she wouldn't pick up. She thinks I should suck it up and let his parents do whatever they want to me for her big day. I get where she's coming from, but I also feel like it's a cost that's too high for the sake of my own mental sanity over the next year. Am I the antagonist?" And then they updated it saying, "To everyone asking why no one's told the parents to behave, the parents are telling my sister and her fiance that they won't say anything to me and will be perfectly sweet, but I know them well enough to know that's a complete and utter lie. I told my sister as much, but she has never seen their nasty side and totally believes them at their word. So now it makes me look like I'm bailing on her wedding for no reason at all, even though I know his parents won't resist in talking down to me if they see me. So, are they the antagonists?" So like we normally do, we take this to Decoy Court where I give my knee-jerk reaction, uneducated on the topics, but I mean, I like giving my opinion. We read some of the top comments down below, read those more fun, controversial comments. I read the Decoy Court comments as well. Then we do some decoy deliberation in the sense that we figure out who's the true antagonist after all the information's been weighed out, and then we give a theoretical punishment towards the person for being guilty in Decoy Court. So the one thing I'll say right now is, OP is saying this happened, 7 years ago? And she hasn't been around town for like 6 years? Why do you think they still talk about you? And then the whole situation is, right now she has to choose between her own pride or her sister's big day, her sister's wedding day, the most important day of her life, the day that she's been thinking of and dreaming of ever since she was a kid watching Disney movies. You're gonna get insulted for a while or be there for her biggest day ever. She's family. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so what's the worst thing that could happen? The parents say something nasty about you. Well, you did do those things, and sometimes there's consequences that you just can't escape. Like, we're all guilty of being the antagonist in someone's story, whether inadvertently or on purpose. We're people, we make mistakes, we do bad things, we learn, and we hopefully never do those things again. That's what makes you a good or bad person, not this. Trying harder and doing better makes you a good person, not being completely perfect your entire life. So accept it. You're the antagonist. Whatever. They're going to say mean things to you. Deal with it. And the thing is, on top of that, why do you think that her fiance's parents are going to make their son's big day? There's their little baby boy, their son, he's getting married. Why does his big day need to be about some girl that cheated on him a long time ago? I highly doubt they're going to publicly shame you to make his big day about, his wedding about some girl that humiliated him when he was a kid. Like, how self-centered do you have to be at that point where you just think that, they're thinking about flowers, wedding dresses, and kids and family and dance and this or that. Why would they ever think about some girl that cheated on? You're just such a non-factor at that point in time. I wanted, like I always say, I want to know I want to see the social media pages of the persons that are writing these type of stories where like, how into themselves are they? But then on the other side of that, I kind of wondered, although OP moved away, she has a new boyfriend, is there any like harbored resentment towards her little sister marrying her ex-boyfriend that she cheated on? Like, oh, I tried to get away with that, I moved away, I don't see anybody, and here you are bringing them back. Maybe it has a little bit to do with that. It's hard to say, but you know, she says that she doesn't have any resentment towards her sister in the story, so we can't really judge her based on that. But you know, what's more important, being embarrassed for 10 minutes or losing your sister forever? So I'm going to say a very light antagonist on the OP saying, hey, look, the world isn't revolving around you. It's their big day. Let it be their big day. Go there, spend, 5 hours at most at the wedding and keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing to nobody. Say your sister looks beautiful in her dress. Say congratulations to the families and go home and drink. Like, what? Is it that hard? But like, as you've seen my channel go, most of the time I say, like, you should never, you know, if someone's gonna ask a favor out of you, you should never bend the knee and help them out. But it's family, it's the one day you can do it. But like I said, tell me I'm wrong, prove me I'm wrong, say something mean about me, whatever it is. If I laugh, I'll still upvote it. Earn yourself that decoy koi coin, because at some point in time, it'll be worth something when I have 100,000, 10 million viewers or subscribers, whatever it may be. I'm promising you right now, the decoy koi coin will be worth something between like Bitcoin at its highest rate and what are we saying, like Beanie Babies at their lowest rate. So make sure you drop that comment down below, pause the video for a bit, and then tell me what you think, and let's go to those top comments right now. So the top comment is, you're the antagonist. You're worried that you'll be harassed for cheating on your ex by your ex's parents. Probably a fair assessment, and it may be a real possibility, although it's real hypocritical for you to call them dishonest. Oh wow, ding. And then they say, however, that doesn't matter. It's your sister's wedding. You should go and try your best to avoid them. Be there for your sister. It's so selfish to think, oh yeah, I should go and support my sibling on one of the most important days of their lives. I might be shouted at for something I deserve. Also, that doesn't even consider the possibility that your ex's parents aren't terrible people and won't want to derail the entire wedding to shout at you for something you deserve. And although they hate you, it's quite egotistical to think that you'll be on the top of their priorities at their son's wedding. Buck up. I mean, I feel vindicated, not vindicated. I always say vindicated, but it's like I feel validated at that reply right there, because it's saying all the things I was thinking, and that's the top reply. And then also the next top reply is this over here. Someone saying, plus it's been 7 years. Hope he hardly knows him anymore. They very well may not have any problem keeping their word, OP. Maybe your sister never seen the nasty side because she didn't cheat on their son. I think most parents would be upset and would have a few choice words. And here's the thing is, you may see me stumble over words and try to not enunciate things and kind of stumble over my ideas, and take me a bit to think of them. And the idea is, some people say, like, read the stories a couple times and get well versed in it, then do it. And I'm like, no, I want to have this be a podcast format where I'm giving you my genuine thoughts and just stream of information how I feel of it, so I can put my foot in my mouth and I can say the wrong thing, because that's more natural, that's more conversational between me and you, the viewer. So the idea that this person's saying all the things I said, I didn't read that beforehand and be like, oh, those are good points, let me think of the same thing. Like, no, like this is my genuine responses, and that's good that everybody else is thinking the way that I am as well. But let's go ahead and say the next top post is quoting them talking about how to walk through the wedding and not bring up the fact that she cheated on the fiance. And then they say, I mean, if the sister had to call to warn her, it seems like her read here is pretty accurate. I do agree with the rest though. It's not like they're randomly being crappy. And the thing is though, is maybe the sister knows OP is that egotistical and that self-centered, where she just made up a conversation saying like, I know they're not going to make this wedding about you. You're not that damn important. You moved away. You are a sister-in-law that's not even involved at all. Like, who cares? And maybe she just said, hey, look, no, I talked to him. It's okay. It's cool. She never talked to him. She's just stroking OP's ego. But it's hard to say that. But let's go ahead and read that next top comment. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but here goes anyway. You're the antagonist, and massively so, because you are blaming your ex's parents for what you imagined they were going to do, to the extent that you would skip your sister's wedding. Go to the wedding, avoid his parents as much as you can, and be civil to them when you can. And if you're actually unable to do that, then you need to seek professional counseling. I don't know about professional counseling, but just the idea that, yes, it's true, like that, they are way, like, up their own butt if they can't do this. So, the next top comment. I agree. OP is rejecting and mind reading the parents when she actually doesn't know what they're thinking or planning to do. Time for everyone to be grown-ups. That's a situation. Not everyone to be grown-up. Just time for OP to be grown-up. Like, face your consequences. Hey, even if you just have to like send a small blurb of an apology saying, hey, look, I'm sorry for doing that thing. That might even make it better if she just texts them real quick, like, hey, I'm going to be there at the wedding. I don't want to be a surprise. Hey, I just want to say sorry. Like, when I was younger, I did something I regret and you guys called me out for it. So I hope that my presence at your wedding isn't a downer for you and your fiance, about them, not yourself. But let's go ahead and read one more top comment. Go to the wedding, support your sister, and keep a phone handy to record his parents if they start anything. I would think that'd be even worse, though. Like, you're having a conversation with somebody, like, yeah, you did this, and they're just putting their phone in your face. Yeah, well, what else you say? What else you say? And it's like, that's even more antagonistic at that point in time. And why would she want phone footage of her being called out for being a cheater when she was younger? Like, what value of that? Why would you want that? Is she going to post that to her Facebook or her Instagram? Like, hey, check out this time that I got called out for being a cheater. That doesn't make any sense. So the next reply is, and be sure to post it to public freakout so we can all watch and judge accordingly. That's part of the situation. It's like, these people just want to have something funny to react to. They're not actually trying to give you advice. How that is a top comment, I will never know. So the next top comment. Unpopular opinion, but gentle, you're the antagonist. I get that you're anxious, but your sister's wedding is not about you. They have promised not to cause a scene, and you should have chosen to believe that they're lying, and you have chosen to believe that they're lying. It honestly comes across as paranoia. I mean, I'm sure it won't be a comfortable meeting, but I don't imagine they'll yell at you from start throwing buffet food. This just sounds like you want to chicken out of the most important day of your sister's life because you feel awkward. Is there any way you can clear the air with your parents prior to the day? And perhaps your sister and fiance as mediators. It might ease your nerves and get through the awkward first meeting in a safe, private environment. And that's probably what it would come down to, is just not having first contact after 7 years, be at a wedding. Have first contact after 7 years, be over a text message, phone call. I'm sure the sister and the son don't need to get together with the ex-girlfriend that cheated on them, have a special private dinner. She's still not that important. It's just a situation like text, hey, heads up, I'll be there. Sorry for how the way I acted before. All the best. That would be the adult way to go about it. One more top comment. Stop playing the victim and making things about you. And I think that's the way we can kind of just synopsis that entire thing. Is like, you're not the victim. They're getting married. There's no victims. The son is the victim. Actually, the only person that should be able to say, hey, you shouldn't come to the wedding is the fiance, the husband, where he's like, hey, that girl that cheated on me and broke my heart back in high school, I don't want her at the wedding. And that would be a conversation right there. But her saying, I don't want to be there, that's just unfair. But like I said, top comments are for perspective, controversial comments are for entertainment. So let's go ahead and look at that top controversial comment. So this writer says, not the antagonist. I get why your sister would be upset at you for not being there, but if she's been dating your ex long enough to be engaged, then she shouldn't have that, hey, stuff was bad, but he's my sister and I love her. She's my sister and I love her. Convo with in-laws ago. I wouldn't want to be in a place where I'd be getting death glares and humiliated for hours. Your sister shouldn't be mad that you don't want to go if she never tried to diffuse the situation. And even in the post itself, it sounds like she did try to diffuse the situation. She did talk to the parents and said, maybe this is before the edit, saying, hey, I talked to them. They said they'll be cordial. They'll be nice. They're not going to say nothing, but just don't antagonize them. That's more than reasonable for her to diffuse the situation. But let's go ahead and read this reply. I mean, if there's enough water under the bridge for everyone to be cool with the fact that he's dating the little sister of the ex, then maybe it's time to leave the cheating in the past as well. The parents don't have to love OP, but yelling at her in a public place is a highly over-exaggerated reaction. And maybe she did get, like, chased out of town for cheating on the fiance, so that would kind of make sense where she doesn't... Maybe there's more to this story that we're not hearing. Maybe she literally got, like, her car egged while she was coming out of her place of work and then just totally shamed, so... I mean, that's quite a big reach on my behalf, but I mean, that's the only way I can see that why she wouldn't want to go. But let's read one more last top controversial comment. So this person writes, not the antagonist, because she's prepping you for a potential ambush. She and her fiance should be telling people not to ruin their day and any attacks on you or an attack on their wedding, not telling you how to handle an onslaught of antagonists. I don't read that as handling an onslaught of antagonists. I read that as them telling OP, hey, just speech cool. They're not going to say nothing to you. You don't say nothing to them. That's not an onslaught of antagonists. That's just them saying that they're not going to do anything. You don't do anything either. So maybe there was a big shouting match between the two of them. And just for the heck of it, one more top controversial reply. Not the antagonist. Consider going to the ceremony and speeches and leaving once people start getting drunk and circulating around. But if you do go and they start yelling at you, it'll honestly be more embarrassing for literally everyone else but you. The groom's parents are going to look crazy for not being able to not being over their kid's high school relationship. And that one got upvotes, and just for some reason it wasn't in the top replies, but that's probably true. That would be the, I think, I'd say instead of saying not the antagonist, you say you are the antagonist. Consider just going to the wedding and all the emotions, the toasts and the speeches and the thank yous, and then once everybody starts getting drunk and dancing and doing all that thing, take off, because if they're ever gonna ambush you and they're ever gonna embarrass you, that would be the time. So do your best just to duck it. Do whatever you can for your sister. And maybe it's because I have good relationship with my siblings, and everybody I know that I've dated has good relationship with their siblings, that I've only seen people bend over backwards for them at their big day, but maybe they just don't like each other. They were like loosely related or whatever the case may be. So I can only see it from my particular perspective. I encourage you, if you have a different perspective, let me know down below. Get yourself that decoy koi coin with a good reply. Even making fun of me gets a good reply sometimes. But if anything, make sure you subscribe down below, because I really appreciate anybody that watches all my content to see this screen, to see the celebration that I have when you've made it this far. Subscribing with notifications on, because I'm not sure who's actually seeing my videos as they get posted. Check out DecoyNoise.com, because I have some surveys up there. I have a podcast that's audio-only version of the show. And if nothing else, put this on auto and check the next Decoy Noise coming up next.